Dear students, let us start this class today with the first section of your third unit from your English access book. If you see, the third unit is being titled as Culture and Identity. Now, the first section will tell us, especially, it's a kind of an advice, guide for the Indian students. Generally, when many of us, each one of us at times in our life, we all wish to go abroad, we all wish to study abroad, right, for our higher studies, to pursue different courses in different colleges, universities. It's our dream, right? As a young scholar, it's all of us our dream, to study abroad overseas. So likewise, when we go to different countries for pursuing our studies, now different countries may have different culture, right? And along with every culture in the world, it has its own festival as well. Now forget about, let me just give you an example of our country first, and then I'll take you abroad. Okay, so you see, our country, in the very same country, our country is a diversified country. We all know about this. We all have been studying about this right from our preschool days, right? That India is a diversified country. That's why there's a famous line which says unity in diversity, correct? Now, this diversification in the form of culture, in the form of festivals, language, identity, and so on. Okay, in fact, when we celebrate our own culture, our own festival, and every festival has its uniqueness, the uniqueness of its culture, the uniqueness of its identity. And these festivals, what does these festivals do? Yes, apart from the rituals, customs, these festivals also helps us to bring people of diverse culture closer in this modern world with one another. We get to interact between the people of different races, different religions, right? So likewise, the first section, advisory for Indian students in the United States, in the US. Here, this you see in the very same page 75. Okay, there is an advisory being mentioned. Some of the advice for Indian students. Okay, there is a diagram, a picture where if you could just flip the page, some around 6 advisories are being mentioned. I'll just read out the topic of these advisories. The first, for being well informed. Second, speak clearly. Third, make friends. Fourth, exchange ideas. Fifth, be open. Sixth, explore. So what are these advices? I'll take you through all these advices. Just listen properly. In fact, when we get opportunity to study abroad or to study in a different country, it's one of the best way, I would say, for us. Yes, apart from the general courses, the qualification which we want to pursue, apart from that, we also get a chance to learn a new language, to know the new habits and customs of a different culture from ours, right? And in that culture, we get to, when we come across different peers from the different parts of the globe, we get to exchange thoughts, ideas. Yes, in the very first initial months, for say a couple of months, we are into a kind of a different environment, which is where everything is new for us. It can be challenging, but it's very much helpful if we get some good advice before we go out or before we set out. Okay, so here are some of the advices which will also help you in your future days if you have any such plan of studying abroad, because at times studying abroad can be as frightening as it is exciting. So let us just go through let me discuss with you some of the tips which will make your experience in the future days as a foreign student a pleasant one. Okay, now Some of those advices is that, see, we must speak the way you normally speak. Generally, what happens when students go to different countries, now every country, every language, every region, they have got their own accent. Now this accent, when we try to imitate the other's accent, at times we may use a false tone, and just to try of imitating or copying an accent in the midst of the people, because those people, they have a different accent, that must not be the one. In fact, we must all speak normally. This is some of the general tips that I'm telling you. Secondly, another important thing is that communication. Communication should happen in both ways. Now, for example, say if there are two people, okay, now when there is communication going on, both should speak and listen to each other. It should not be that only one person speaks constantly, as it would mean that you should give and take information on equal basis. Remember this, communication. Third, I would say that you must be open to new experiences, to new people, culture, knowledge, because learning new things increases your knowledge. Now see, learning does not only takes place through books. Yes, just grabbing books, always being deep inside the book. Yes, through books also you can learn many things, but what I mean to say is that learning does not only take place through books. It also takes place, yes, along with books, it also takes place through various other forms as well. Next comes, you should not be constructive, not constructive, I would say better conservative. You should not be conservative or restrictive, because if you are conservative or restrictive in your own communication or experience, then that would again, you yourself will have to face more challenges. Rather, you should share and receive information freely. You should be willing to experience all things, and that too with a smile. Okay? Do not only restrict yourself. Next, the foremost important thing is that treat everyone equally, no matter even if they belong to different countries, different religion, gender, or even if they follow different tradition. Okay? That can be radically different from yours, but we all must treat each one equally. Now see, these tips or these ideas which I shared with you, these are aspects of issues that you will always, as a student, you will encounter when you plan to pursue your further studies in a new country. And unless you are open to new ideas and make new friends, you cannot sustain yourself in a new country. You will soon find yourself lonely. So therefore, you would need to be well informed to find your way out in a new location, because you are in a new place, right? And you certainly would need to speak clearly, since your language and accent may not match with them. And without communication, you would be lost again. So, experiencing new things, okay, and exploring will help you get a better perspective of that particular place, its people, and also it will familiarize you with the place, right? Therefore, sharing ideas as well as informations, this will enable you to hold valuable and meaningful conversation, right? You'll also get to understand the different culture. There will be a kind of an cultural exchange. So all these suggestions that are being mentioned in this text, in this particular chapter, they are interlinked. So all of them, it's quite meaningful and useful. Go through the text. If you see page number 78, in page number 78, You see, some of the people, okay, there's a dialogue box given. There are 3 dialogue boxes where they have shared their experience, they have shared their feeling. Studying in different colleges, just go through that as well. It's very important. Page numbers, you'll have some idea. Okay, how does one feel, how does one experience when he or she goes to a new environment, a new area, a new place where he or she is not aware of anything, totally different from your usual routine. So just go through the text. There is another example to help you in page number 79. You see, in page number 79, there is a community chat room for foreign students. Foreign students means those who does not belong to that particular country. And this particular students, those all foreign students, they are chatting with one another, they are getting to know one another, they are sharing their feelings, emotions, they are making bond, making relationship, friendships, right, developing friendship. So, go through page number 78, 79 and the points which I shared with you just now. Read the text, and if you have any doubt, please feel free to get back to me. God bless you.